Okay, so our topic that we're going to discuss for this evening is all about the social environment and of curriculum planning and the social environment of curriculum planning and development. So, yeah, next slide po, ma'am. So let's discuss first the social environment. So the term social environment refers to the way that a classroom environment influences or supports the interactions that occur among young children, teachers, and family members. A well designed social environment helps foster positive peer relationships, creates positive interactions between adults and children, and provides opportunities for adults to support children to achieve their social goals, to create a classroom environment that supports positive social interactions. Teachers need to plan activities that take the following aspects into consideration.
Yes po, Doc. You're saying something po? We cannot hear you that clear
Uh,
po, Doc.
Hindi po namin kayo marinig, Doc.
Oh, really? Yan, opo,
Now we
okay na
can
po.
hear you. Okay na po. Ma'am, Doc, it's inaudible. Inaudible po. Inaudible po.
Ask a favor. Is it
Ah, yeah,
okay now?
now. Yeah, yeah.
May I ask a favor to do some screenshots, three screenshots per reporter. The first one is the title and other two screenshots no for submission purposes. Thank you, thank you.
Okay po. So, i-back ko po muna, Sir Wang, so that we can
okay po,
take a
ma'am.
screenshot.
That's it. Thank you, Sir Garwin. Proceed na.
Okay po. Okay, so meaning to say, it describes how a classroom setting affects or facilitates relationships between children, instructors, and family members. A well planned social environment promotes healthy peer relationships, positive adult child interactions, and chances for adults to assist kids in reaching their social objectives. Teachers must organize activities that take the following factors into account in order to foster a learning environment that encourages pleasant social relationships. Next slide, ma'am. So now, let's proceed to the curriculum. So when we say curriculum, it is that refers to the lessons and academic content taught in a school or in a specific course or program. And in dictionaries, curriculum is often defined as the courses offered by a school, but it is rarely used in such a general sense in schools. Meaning to say, the teachings and academic material covered in a school or in a particular course or program are referred to as the curriculum. Although the definition of curriculum in dictionaries frequently refers to the courses that a school offers. This usage is uncommon in educational settings. Next slide po, ma'am. Depending on how broadly educators define or employ the term, curriculum typically refers to the knowledge and skills students are expected to learn, which includes the learning standards or learning objectives they are expected to meet. The units and lessons that teachers teach, the assignments and projects given to students, the books, materials, presentations, and readings used in a course, and the tests, assessments, and other methods used to evaluate student learning. Curriculum often refers to the knowledge and ability students are expected to learn, which includes the learning standards or learning objectives they are required to accomplish, depending on how broadly educators define or use the phrase. A course's books, materials, presentations, and readings, as well as the quizzes, assessments, and other tools used to gauge student learning. The units and lessons that professors teach, the assignments and projects that students complete. An individual teacher's curriculum, for example, would be the specific learning standards, lessons, assignments, and materials used to organize and teach a particular course. In many cases, teachers develop their own curricula, often refining and improving them over years. Although, it is also common for teachers to adapt lessons and syllabi created by other teachers, use curriculum templates and guides to structure their lessons and courses, or purchase prepackaged curricula from individuals and companies. Next po, ma'am. The precise learning standards, lessons, assignments, and resources used to plan and teach a particular course, for instance, would constitute the teacher's curriculum. Although it is common for teachers to adapt lessons and syllabi created by other teachers, use curriculum templates and guides to structure their lessons and courses, or buy prepackaged curricula from people and businesses, teachers often create their own curricula, often refining and improving them over years. Next slide po, ma'am. In some cases, school purchase comprehensive multi-grade curriculum packages, often in a particular subject area, such as mathematics, that teachers are required to use or follow. Curriculum may also encompass a school's academic requirements for graduation, such as the courses students have to take and pass, the number of credits students must complete, and other requirements. Meaning to say, school buy extensive multi-grade curriculum packages that teachers are expected to utilize or adhere to. These packages are frequently in a specific subject area, such as mathematics. The academic requirements for graduating from a school, such as the courses students must take and pass, the number of credits they must earn, and other prerequisites may also be included in the curriculum. Next slide po, ma'am. So as you can see, based on our slide, curriculum is the expression of educational beliefs in practice, or the whole educative process. And then, aside from that, curriculum has a content. It includes the content, the textbook, the course outlines, the tests, the assessment criteria, homework, practice activities, online learning resources, self-study modules, projects, institutional vision, educational beliefs, teacher values, graduate profiles, student and teacher interactions, and feedback. And the principles that included in the curriculum are creative, spiral, purposeful, explicit, value-centered, learning-driven, future-orientated, living, dynamic, and teacher-owned. Next slide po, ma'am. Now, let's proceed now to the curriculum development. Curriculum development is defined as planned, a purposeful, progressive, and systematic process to create positive improvements in the educational system. Every time there are changes or developments happening around the world, the school curricula are affected. There is a need to update them to address the society's needs. Curriculum development has a broad scope because it is not only about the school, the learners, and the teachers. It is also about the development of the society in general. In today's knowledge economy, curriculum development plays a vital role in improving the economy of a country. It also provides answers or solutions to the world's pressing conditions and problems, such as environment, politics, socioeconomics, and other issues of poverty, climate change, and sustainable development. Meaning to say, a curriculum development is a planned, intentional, gradual, and systematic process is described as curriculum development when it is used to make changes for the better in the educational system. The school curricula are impacted whenever changes or advancements takes place in the globe. To meet the needs of society, they must be updated. The scope of curriculum creation is extensive since it involves more than just the school, the students, and the teachers. It also has to do with how society as a whole is developing. And curriculum development is essential for boosting a nation's economy in the information economy of today. Additionally, It offers solutions to some of the most urgent challenges facing the globe today, including those related to the environment, politics, socioeconomics, and other aspects of poverty, climate change, and sustainable development. So now, so that's the this is just only the introduction of our lesson. So now, um, Ma'am Pindaton will going to discuss the first part of our topic. I'll take away, ma'am.
Okay, proceed lang, tuloy-tuloy lang. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, Doc Hannah, and to all of our
Good
dear
evening.
classmates. Sir Garwin, Opulencia, and I are tasked with discussing the social environment of curriculum planning and development. So he had already mentioned the introduction of the said topic. So moving forward, I hope it's okay, Doc, to turn off my camera as I'm concerned that my internet connection would be disrupted
Okay,
if I simultaneously shared my screen and camera. So
it's
first
okay,
is
ma'am.
the
Proceed.
educational significance. Education is not mere schooling or instruction imposed by the elders on the younger ones. It is actually equivalent to the development of character or personality by means of the social life of education institutions. The social life includes all kinds of out of class activity. Man acquires experience throughout his life. This acquisition of experience is education. This process of acquiring experience is a social process and it is related to and influenced by social factors. Education is thus a social process and its function is not only to preserve the social heritage but also to enrich it. Learning is the result of social interaction and social motivation. Education helps to develop the social self so that an individual may become an effective and useful member of the society. Furthermore, education is a process of a directed learning. Education sociology focuses upon the social forces through which the individual gains experience. Several factors affects all curriculum development in meeting the needs of the 21st century learners in both organized academic settings and corporation learning centers. Factors affecting curriculum development include government rules, which in turn brings other factors into the process. Valid curriculum development requires awareness of the diversity of the target community socially, financially, and psychologically. There are many aspects of the society that need consideration in curriculum making, and these include the following. We have transmission culture, social problems as issues for curriculum, economic issues, home or family, diversity, church or mosque, masjid, social change, technology, environment, political factors, child and child psychology. For the transmission of culture, let us define first, review on what culture is. Culture is a complex whole which includes knowledge, beliefs, arts, morals, customs, and any other capabilities acquired by man as a member of the society. This implies that culture is not static, but it is dynamic, and it responds to external influences, which bring about changes and curriculum development in schools. Culture is maintained and modified through education. It is believed that wherever educational institutions discharge their responsibilities well, they influence the life of the society, which implies their culture. Curriculum must be a reflection of what people do, feel, and believe. All these have cultural affiliation. It is said that culture is to education what current is to electricity. Any society whose education is not founded on its culture is in danger of alienating the products of that system from their culture. The curriculum planners must be familiar with the culture of the society for which the curriculum is being planned. In every culture, there has some beliefs and values. So the fundamental aspects of culture includes again beliefs and values, routines and customs. For the beliefs, every culture has some beliefs which are accepted as true. These beliefs are sometimes called the superstitious beliefs because of lack of empirical knowledge or lack of scientific proof. These beliefs are valued and so are accepted by majority of people in the community. Values are those aspects of cultural practices, actions, or objects that are valued in high esteem society. The values of a society are also those aspects of the culture that society wants to preserve because they're traditionally valued and they want to pass it from generation to generation. Now, these aspects of the cultures that are valued should be passed from generation to generation so as to maintain a particular valid aspect of the culture. Like, for instance, every society expects adults to get married for procreation to keep the society moving. An individual in the society may complain or inability to pay his children's school fees but will have money for marrying another wife to have more children or would provide money for the late father's burial. This is because the individual could place a higher premium on either having more children or spending a huge sum of money for the burial ceremony of his late father than paying the school fees of his surviving children. Values and judgments are not only elements of the culture, but they are also relevant to modern society. Routines and customs refer to the actual doings and the regularities of those cultural actions or elements. Custom serves as the recipes and routines to which people regularly resort for recurring purposes. Routines and customs are also very important aspects of cultures. Recipes are the ideas and the understanding about how things should be done as prescribed by the culture in question. For instance, different societies have different ways prescribed by their culture in performing naming, marriage, ceremonies, and so on. So, for another social factor is the economic issues. Another social factors that actually affects the curriculum planning and development is economic issues because of the following reasons. First, change in curriculum needs financial support. Second, new teaching materials are required. Third, teachers are needed to be provided with in service training and equipped with new teaching materials. Textbooks are to be revised to fulfill the changing needs of the society. And fourth, supportive personnel are required to assist the teachers for effective implementation of new curriculum designs. Another factor is the family. In planning any relevant curriculum for the learners, the planner should be familiar with the family and home conditions of the learner. The intellectual climate of the home and attitudes of the parents towards education affects the individual behavior and accomplishment in schools. A study of the family at close range reveals much information for a more complete and sympathetic understanding of children. From the child's earliest age, the feelings of oneness, identification with the family group is naturally instilled. Even before he begins the first grade of school at the primary level, many of his patterns of living, of conducts, of emotions and attitudes, and of ideals are already set. In one family, swift and sure obedience is absolutely required. In another home, it is understood that the occupation of the son or the daughter shall be decided by the parents. In still another, much freedom and choice may be permitted to the child. So that is one of the reasons why
Why
family
family
should
should
be
be
considered
considered
by
by
the
the
curriculum
curriculum
planner.
planner.
Another one is the diversity. Curriculum development affect from diversity opens learning opportunities. Social diversity, including religion, culture, and social groupings, affects curriculum development because these characteristics influence the types of topics and methods for teaching information. Developing relevant curriculum takes into account society's expectations, accommodating group traditions, and promoting quality. Another one is the religious factor. The major role
Role
we
we
have
have here,
here, as you
as
can
you can
see on the
see on the
screen, the
screen, the
church
church
and the
and the
mosque
mosque
or the
or the
masjid.
masjid.
The
The
major
major
role of
role
the
of the
church
church.
and the mosque is in molding the character of the child and the people in general. Similarly,
Similarly,
and
and
that's
that's
spiritually.
spiritually.
Similarly, the church and the mosque are also agencies of intellectual development
Development
in
in
the
the
society.
society.
For
For
instance,
instance,
the
the
Sunday
Sunday
schools
schools
and adult literacy classes introduced in churches have helped to teach the people how to read, interpret, and even write out verses in the Bible and other learned works. For the Islamic religion, for us, yeah, we are also encouraged to read Islamic notes, and we also have the
the
Quran.
Quran.
So
So
religion
religion
itself
itself
is
is
a
a
social
social
institution. Although religion is a human society, it is not necessarily accepted by everyone. Even those who accept religion do not accept it in the same degree.
degree.
And
And
the
the
major
major
role
role
of
of
the
the
church
church
and the
and the
mosque
mosque
in molding is again molding the character of the child
child
and the
and the
people
people
in
in
general.
general.
Another factor is the societal problems, and some examples are the following. First, we have war and greed, prejudices, threat, dissolution of family, regionalism, ecological imbalance, population, issues of particular groups in society. And we also have the social change. When societies are faced with enormous cultural changes, especially if these changes affect their basic behavior, the image of society is blurred and the people saw themselves unable against natural and logical activities. Less than 20 years, the internet, Facebook, iPad, websites, blogs, and email have changed
Change
our
our
lives
lives
dramatically.
dramatically.
For
For
instance,
instance,
downloading music and videos, chat, computer games, and mobile phones are part of our and our children's daily lives. We must remember that some of the current events had no place even in the dreamed of people in 100 years ago. For example, to people in 100 years ago, imagining a plane, subway, radio, and etc., which is natural to us right now or nowadays, seems unlikely. Nowadays, because of frequent changes, we can expect more amazing changes in science, technology, lifestyle, economy, education, demographics, and the politics. And another one as well is the technological, which is very relevant because we are now living in a digital era. So technology driven curriculum development is the norm of the 21st century. The computer technology of the 21st century influences curriculum development at every level of learning. Learning centers and classrooms increasingly provide computers are requisite interaction for studies among students. Technological multimedia use influences educational goals and learning experiences among students. And earlier, I have made mention that curriculum is dynamic and not static. So, Sir Garwin will continue the topic for the social environment of curriculum planning and development. Sir Wang.
Okay po, ma'am. Next slide po, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Okay.
much, ma'am. Okay, continue,
Okay,
please.
okay, ma'am. Pindatan, proceed po tayo sa political factor. Okay, for the political factors, ma'am, slide po. It would be tempting to argue that education should be taken out of politics. An educational will expect political parties to clarify their general educational aims and policies, which concern broad social issues. Every person coming into power brings with him his vested interests and few educational plans for the nation. In such atmosphere, educationists is likely to suffer from frustration. Meaning to say, the politics affect curriculum development in numerous ways. How politics influences curriculum design and development starts with funding. Both private and public educational institutions rely on funding for hiring personnel, building and maintaining facilities and equipment. All aspects of curriculum depend on local, state, and national political standards. Example, politics affects curriculum development from defining goals, interpreting curricular materials, to approving examination systems. Next, the environment. The environment issues affect curriculum development. World awareness and action toward reversing and ending pollution continues affecting curriculum development. Typical elementary classrooms teach recycling and healthy environmental practices. Meaning to say, environment issues affect curriculum development. World awareness and action forward reversing and ending pollution continues affecting curriculum development. Typical elementary classroom teach recycling and healthy environmental practices. For example, higher education in the science offer environmentally focused degrees. And next, for the child psychology, so given the importance put on the early years, many students with a master's or PhD in the developmental psychology work in educational settings as school psychologists. However, students can choose from a number of concentrations in developmental psychology. Several developmental psychology concentrations available on which students can focus on. First, we have developmental studies for educators, aging, infancy, childhood or adolescence, lifespan development, biological basis of development. And last, for our conclusion in this topic, schools are part of societal surroundings, not separate from them. Schools have an impact on the cultures of the community they serve through their curricula. The cultures also influence and mold educational institutions and their courses. Schools can shape society through the curriculum they teach, and society can shape schools and their curricula. Without taking into action the interaction between schools and society, we cannot properly evaluate the creation or delivery of curriculum. The sociological components of the curriculum have an impact on its development in that they introduce some elements based on stakeholders, cultural views, societal expectations, values, conventions, and traditions, which might interfere with the curriculum creation process. The collective group of individuals, groups, or nations that make up civilized humanity is known as society. In light of the major societal trends and developments, curriculum should be created. So now before our report ends, so we have a short video about the social environment.
Sir Wang, is the sound of the video audible?
Hindi po ma'am.
Audible po?
Wala po, ma'am.
Wala pong sound?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, please proceed.
Okay, so this is only 1 minute style lang naman po. So ma'am, so that's the end of our report uh, regarding society environment, the social environment of curriculum planning and development. Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sir Garwin. Who is the next, please?
Ako po, Doc.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Proceed, please.
Hello?
Yes, please proceed. Thank you.
Nakikita na po ba?
Yes po, Ma'am Robilin.
Okay, good evening po. Good evening, Doc, Hannah, and my classmates. And my topic is all about the foundations and approaches to curriculum development. I am Robilin Olavides, and I am connected to SDO Oriental Mindoro.
Ma'am
First
Robilin, just to let
po,
you know po, hindi po siya naka-slideshow. So, bali nakikita po namin yung ibang slides.
What happened?
wait lang po, Doc.
Ah, okay, sige.
Okay, yan po ba ay nakikita nyo na?
Yes po, Ma'am.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the philosophical foundations first of curriculum and approaches. First, what is the purpose of philosophy? Um, Philosophy it provides educators, teachers, and curriculum makers with framework for planning, implementing curriculum in school. And it helps in answering what schools are for, what subjects are important, how students learn, and what materials and methods should be used. So first, let us tackle the perennialism.